Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Today we are going to review the order of operations. There are many acronyms out there, BODMAS, BOMDAS, PEMDAS. I'm going to use BIDMAS. So remember, operations are just things you do to numbers. So you add, subtract, multiply, divide, also raising to a power. So firstly, why do we need an order of operations? Well, we need this so that we actually get the right answer. So I'll illustrate this in an example. So let's say in your pocket you've got, let's say, $2 coin, you've got a $1 coin, and you've got another $2 coin. So common sense, if you have all of these, you add them together, means you have $5. So you can buy something that costs $5 or less, but you can't buy something that costs, say, $6. Now, what you also would already know is that if you wanted to go and buy something, it wouldn't matter the order in which you gave the coins to the cashier. It's exactly the same amount of money. It wouldn't matter if you gave him a $1 coin, then a $2 coin, then a $2 coin, because if you did that, you still would have given him $5. But the thing is, if I give a $1 coin and two $2 coins, I can write it like this. I can write it as 1 for a $1 coin plus 2 lots of $2. And I've still given the same amount of money, $5, right? But if I add first, if I do 1 plus 2 first, and then times the answer by 2, I get $6. And that doesn't make sense at all. How can you have a $1 coin and 2 lots of $2 coins and have $6? It doesn't make sense. So we know that 1 plus 2 lots of $2 coins should equal $5. That would give us the right answer. And that's because this 2 is kind of, if you like, stuck to the other 2. These two go together. 2 lots of $2. And that's why we need to do multiplication first. Otherwise, we get weird answers like this that make absolutely no sense. Now, this is probably a bit hard concept to understand, but see if you can bear with me. Multiplication and division are the same thing, pretty much. So multiplying by 2 is the same as dividing by a half. Multiplying by a quarter is the same as dividing by 4. So when it comes to order of operations, multiplication and division, they're basically the same thing, so they have, if you like, the same rank. We just saw an example of why multiplication needs to come before addition. But addition and subtraction are the same thing. You know, adding 4 is the same as subtracting -4. Say subtracting 3 is the same as adding -3. So because addition and subtraction are essentially the same thing, multiplication and division need to come before both. And that's how we get our order of operations. So that's what the last bits are for. So of course, D stands for division, M for multiplication, A for addition, and S for subtraction. So D and M are on the same level. So they have the same rank, same importance, if you like, and same with addition and subtraction, because they're essentially the same thing. Now, what a lot of people get wrong with BIDMAS is they think that because the D is above the M, you always do division first. Well, that's not true. D and M are the same level, so you do whichever is first from left to right, and that's the same for addition and subtraction. Okay, so the same way you don't always do addition before subtraction, you do whichever is first left to right. So if the subtraction comes first from left to right, you do that first. If the addition comes first from left to right, you do that first. So what are the other two things about? Well, the I is actually index or raised to a power. So whichever way you want to look at that. So that's when you have something like 4 to the power of 2 or 4 to the power of 3. You do that before you do division, multiplication, addition, or subtraction. That's an operation that is often left out. So the B, of course, you probably know stands for brackets. Now, why would we have that? Why would we have the brackets? Well, sometimes when you're doing a question, you need to do things in a different order of operations. So let's say you had a $1 coin and two $2 coins in your pocket. Your mum said to you, I'm going to double what you have in your pocket. She's going to give you some money because she's really nice. So in your pocket, you have 1 plus 2 times 2, right? If your mum says she's going to double that, that means you now have 2 times 1 plus 2 by 2. But this means, because we do multiplication first, that I'm only doubling the 1. I'm not doubling the $2 coins. So in your pocket, you had a $1 coin plus 2 $2 coins, which is 4. Right? If I double that, put a 2 there, I do the multiplication first. I double the 1. I don't times the 4 by 2. So in this case, I want to do the addition first. I need to do it first. So then we just put brackets around the 1 and the 4 to show that we're going to do the addition first. That just shows everybody. So sometimes you want to do addition first. But most of the time, you need to do multiplication or division first so that you don't get some weird answers. And that's why we have this BIDMAS order of operations. So if you'd like to copy that down, please pause the video now and do so. I will rub it off and do some examples. Alright, so I'm going to go through and do each of these examples. So let's look at the first one. So 7 plus 6 times 5. So what you need to do is, when you have a lot of operations, as we do in these questions, more than one operation, you need to first figure out which do you do first. And we're going to use BIDMAS to help us with that. So what you can see in the first question, there's an addition and a multiplication. Multiplication comes before addition, so I need to do that first. So I do the 6 times 5 first, which is 30. Now I can't just write equals 30 because 7 plus 6 times 5 doesn't equal 30. So I have written an untrue statement. What I need to do is I need to write the 7 again because I haven't done anything with it. First step, I've only done the 6 times 5. So the way I write it properly is this equals 7 plus 30. I've only changed this bit. Then I do 7 plus 30 as normal equals 37. Note I'm working down the page. And that's what you need to do as well. Don't keep going across because it makes it harder to read. Okay, so that's the first one done. Let's look at the second one. So again, I look at the operations. There are 3 this time, and I figure out which ones I do first. So back to my BIDMAS up here. So I have a subtraction, multiplication, and addition. So I need to do the multiplication first. So I'm going to leave the 8 alone. I'm not going to do anything with it. So I still need to write it. I haven't done the subtraction yet, so I need to write the subtraction. So 10 times 2 is 20. And then I've still got the plus 1. So only thing I've changed is this part. Now I have 2 operations left. I have subtraction and addition. What I said before was, though, you don't just do the addition first always. You do whichever comes first, left to right. So from left, which is here, to right, the subtraction occurs first. So I do 8 minus 20 first. Then I add 1. And negative 12 plus 1 is negative 11. So for the last one, the third one, again, I have 3 operations: multiplication, subtraction, and division. But the difference is I have brackets in this. So I have to do whichever operations occur in the brackets first. So in the brackets, I have a times and a subtract. I always do times before subtraction in this regard. So I go 6 times 5 gives me 30. Then I minus the 12, and I get my answer and divide by 3. So 30 minus 12, I do that first now because the minus is in brackets. Again, I'm working down the page. 30 minus 12 is 18. I haven't done the division yet, so I need to write it again. And 18 divided 3 is 6. Okay, so I could check all of these on my calculator if I wanted to. All right, there's just one more type of question I have to show you. Again, copy these examples down if you need. So a type of question you might get a statement like this: 4 plus 6 times 2 minus 9 equals 11. That isn't true. And you have to put brackets in so that it becomes true. So let's firstly look at why it isn't true. Well, it isn't true because I'm supposed to do multiplication first. So what I would get, if I did this properly, I'd get 4 plus 6 times 2 is 12 minus 9, which equals, now I do the addition, 16 minus 9, which equals 7. It doesn't equal 11. So this is not a true statement. So I need to put brackets somewhere so that it is true. Now, the effect of adding brackets just changes the order of operation. So normally I do multiplication first, but you've just seen that that doesn't give me the right answer. So I need to either do the addition first, or I need to do the subtraction first. So I could put brackets around here, and that would change the order of operations. So if I put the brackets here, I get 4 plus 6 first, which is 10. Then I haven't done anything with the 2 or 9, so I write them. So then 10 times 2, I now do multiplication first, is 20. And I do the subtraction last, and that equals 11, and it gives me the right answer. So adding in those brackets where I did made this a true statement. Because if I do 4 plus 6 first, then times the answer by 2, then subtract 9, I do get the answer of 11. So, hope you've enjoyed the video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.